Hello and how are you? My name is Takutwa Jeranyama, coming to you from the African Cake Business News at 6. And today I'm all the way African. Now, the headlines. Here is the hottest cakepreneur in Accra, Ghana, and her new project development, Seffykakes.
Hi, I'm Seffy, founder of Seffykakes. We've been baking with love for years, serving premium and quality cakes. And now I'm super excited to introduce Cakes by Seffykakes. We wanted to find a way to make cakes fun, more convenient, still rich and delicious. We layered cakes, creams, and all its goodness sealed into a can. It stays fresh, it's easy to carry, perfect for gifting, sharing, or just spoiling yourself. This project means a lot to me because it's all about your favorite treats being an easy carry-along satisfaction. So here it is, Cakes by Seffykakes. Love at first bite.
And right now in Africa, she is the most outstanding baker. Well, the African Cake Business News takes a short break. Do join us after these messages.
The biggest cake show in Africa is here again. If you love cake, love to bake, or you're dreaming of starting your baking journey, the ICES Cake Expo is where all the magic happens. And this year, we're bringing all the sweetness to Lagos on October 8th and 9th, 2025. Discover brand new baking techniques from industry experts, roll up your sleeves for hands-on decorating classes, and attend inspiring sessions with the best facilitators in Africa's cake industry. Meet bakers you admire, make friends who share your passion, and explore exciting baking tools and products at unbeatable prices. Don't miss out. Early bird tickets are just 15,000 naira. VIP tickets are only 40,000 naira, with exclusive access to premium sessions and special treats. This only happens once every year, and this October, Lagos will be the sweetest place in Africa.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now we move on to Lagos, Nigeria, where a baker did something extraordinary, where she organized a cake festival on her own, an event by an individual. She calls it a cake fest by an individual, an event that was showcasing African creativity and art, an event where she took the opportunity to showcase 100 and plus self-developed recipes. This is the CEO of Hot Cakes. Let's hear her talk on the interview with the African Cake Business News.
Okay, so hi, my name is Angel and I own and run Hot Cakes and Confectionery, of course, cake and confectionery business here in Lagos, Nigeria. And yes, I hosted the concluded Cakefest here in Lagos, Nigeria. But the experience, being able to do Cakefest or host Cakefest by myself, yeah, it was really exciting and interesting for me. Basically, I am a very daring person. It's just another reflection of me being able to do another thing that I have, that's just like one of the things I always wanted to do. Besides that, it was a little bit nostalgic because in a couple of years I've really not been actively into cake activities and events like I used to be. So the entire process just brought me back to how I used to do it, how I used to be in the midst of it, and that's even a little more exciting for me altogether. That's what I was saying. A lot of times people say, oh, stress. The excitement actually overshadowed the whatever stress that would have been. It's not about it being not have been done before. Yes, it's not something that have been done before. Nah, there are other versions of bake sales, cake exhibitions, and all of that. Yeah, those have been done and stuff. Yeah, but the actual picture or the image of what we're out to do, I think it has not been done, because while I was planning and in the midst of the process, I tried to check out to see references and things I can refer to and learn from, and ideas, inspo and stuff, but I didn't find any that's really portrayed the actual image I was trying to put out. So yeah, I can confidently say that it has not been done, at least in Nigeria, being the place I'm very certain about. I don't know any other place around the world though, but in Nigeria, I'm very certain it's not been done. About the summary of the event, yes, it was a success, I would say, because the actual event in its fullness, we have not hosted it yet. So the first one we did was just more like a dry run, and then what we wanted to do was to make sure that every bit of the detail was represented in a way, and yes, we achieved that. In fact, although we had wanted to host the entire thing initially, but in the midst of the the planning process, and I realized that what I'm planning is actually bigger than I thought it was. So then I can't afford to blow it up. No, you can't afford to blow it up. So I now decided, you know what, let's do this. And yeah, for this particular one, yes, it met up with the expectation. In fact, some aspects actually even surpassed the expectations, I would say, because the turnout was exciting. Yeah, if I remember when I first got to this, because when I got to the event and I saw people seated and I saw more people standing, and I'm like, oh wow, this is nice. So yeah, the turnout was good because, I mean, for what we wanted to do at the time, the vendors got the caliber of vendors we wanted represented, the resource persons, we got the type of people we wanted, overall, yeah. So, and for the choice of guest speakers, yes, just like I mentioned earlier, that this is just a sample, like something to see, have an idea of, what's the actual event itself will look like and how it would be, trying to get to the kind of people we wanted to get to. So yeah, we wanted top-notch resource persons, people who people will love to learn from and who will give out without holding back. And yes, those are the kind of people we got. We had the likes of personal finance girl who came and gave us the finance talk. She was, she gave everything. She didn't hold anything back. She gave it all out. We had in for UK who came to teach us cake box and bags. Just people just came and then they gave us straight from their hearts without holding anything back, without hiding anything. So yeah, so for me it was about getting people who would teach well and who people will love to learn from and who will not hide. And yes, we got those kind of people, and those were some of the criteria. Yeah, talking about people's response, yes, they actually did love it. We got feedbacks. We had people who reached out to us. We had people who even made posts about it. We had people who outrightly called and sent messages to say, wow, thank you, you did greatly and stuff. People who said, oh yeah, this was nice, yeah. So, and of course, who want to come back again. If I had some of our vendors who had written and say, please, are we doing this again? When are we doing this and stuff? And as well as participants as well. So yeah, people love it. Definitely want to have a repeat of it. About the recipes, yeah, of course I'll be sharing the recipes for free, some of the recipes for free. For now, I don't think I have intentions of outrightly selling recipes. Nah. It's more for me about inspiring more people to get into the recipe development or space. Most of us as bakers, we wait for people to feed us with recipes. We want to take the next class. We are waiting to see who's teaching, what's new, what's the next thing. But I just want to inspire people to know that you can actually be the what's next that people are waiting for. So I believe our minds are creative, and then there's an idea that comes to your head, there's something you're thinking of, and you're just holding back, and then you're afraid to put it to try or something. So it's just a way of inspiring people to know, what, that idea in your head, just get it to work. Basically, that's it for me. So if I share my recipes that I developed with you, I feel that should inspire you to go and develop yours. It's not about showcasing the recipes. No, before now I've not showcased the recipe anywhere. No. Of course, I have used the recipes to produce for my clients, and and then of course in the process of developing. But no, I haven't showcased it anywhere. So if you follow the story, I was just sharing the fact that I used to be actively in the baking space, but for some reason I stepped out, and so it was in the midst of stepping out that I started creating these particular recipes. So and Cakefest was my first coming back all out to say, what, we're back in this space. So that's why I felt, okay, why don't I use what I was able to achieve in the midst of being out of active cake business to inspire other people who are in the space of hideouts. Use that space to create something. Life journey can just be the way it is sometimes. So I know that there are other people who are in that space that I was when I was, behind the scene, I would say. So bringing the recipes in at this time is a way of me saying, you know what, if you're in that space where you don't feel up to getting actively into business, you can actually get your hands on something and make that journey productive rather than sitting in regrets sometimes or in confusions or whatever the case may be for you. So yeah, that's the reason why it was a major theme for the event, that's talking about the new recipes I was able to develop while I was away. So yeah, to talk about how I developed my recipes. So yeah, no, it wasn't in vision. So yeah, even as much as my recipes are actually inspired by the Holy Spirit, and it happens with an idea. It happens with an idea of, what if we have this? And then once the idea of what if we have this comes, I go ahead and try to have that. So basically, there are rules guiding recipe development or recipe creation. There are rules guiding it. There are principles guiding it. So just basically going back to those rules and principles and putting it into, developing something new. So the idea came as something, we can have this. So I go into the journey of putting this and this together to have this. Basically, that's just it. And sometimes, again, another way I get into that space is when I try something. If, for example, I feel like trying out something, or I just randomly try out something, and it's not really exactly giving what's in my mind what I expect. Let me give you a popular example, like meat pies. In Nigeria, a lot of times people say, oh, meat pie, what kind of meat pie is this? So when I have meat pie, I expect to see. Let me speak like I don't know anything about meat pie, so I expect to see few meats, and then of course talking about pie, so I'm expecting puff pastry thingy. So I'm expecting, in my head I'm already imagining what a meat-filled puff pastry should be like. So, and then I try it, and then it doesn't give me what my head already imagined. So I go into my recipe developer mode and then I go and see, okay, what if I put this together with this? I think it should give this. And sometimes you get it once and for all. Sometimes you have to go over it multiple times. Sometimes 10 times. Sometimes twice. Sometimes more than. But I don't ever give up until I get what I want. Cakefest is actually staying. It's going to be a regular thing. We're going to be having it. Yes, so in fact, it's not tied to cultural cakes. So as a matter of fact, we already have Cakefest, like Nigeria Cake Festival, as a registered business. We already have our social media handles, but not yet launched. We're going to launch it anyway, and everybody's going to know. So yeah, as a matter of fact, the main event itself is happening in December. I'm just saying it for the first time. We've not announced it yet, but very, very soon the announcement is coming. The actual event, the Cakefest real event, is happening in December, and yeah, so it's going to be something that will always happen. You can do just anything. If it comes to your mind, you can do it. You see, particularly as a believer or as a child of God, I'll tell you this. The Bible says that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it come into the heart of man what God has in stock for you. So basically, it just lets you know that there's so many things that should come to life but are yet to come to life. And how is it going to come to life? God is going to put it into your heart. Things that eyes have not seen, things that ears have not heard, things that have not come into the mind of men. So this is just to let you know that your mind is a tool in God's hand to bring to life things that eyes have not seen, things that ears have not heard, and things that have not come into the mind of men. You are the one the world is waiting for, to find out or to figure out or to get that thing that has been on your mind. Just get to work. Like, nobody sets the standard. It's your thing, it's your idea. It came to you. You have the idea. Just bring it to us. Let's have it. Nobody has a power to criticize it. No. The only thing is this: you believe in yourself. If you do it, it doesn't look like what you think you want, or it doesn't look like what it should be, then do it again until you get it right. So basically, don't be afraid. What are you afraid of? Judgment? Whoever judges you should go try what you tried. Just get to work, please. Get to work. The world is waiting for you. So thank you so much, the African Cake Business News. It's a pleasure to do this with you. Of course, see you right at the top, very top.
People are doing amazing things across the African continent in the cake business world. Now we are looking forward to more and more of those events. And now that's all here for you today at News at 6. Do take care.